Hey everyone, I'm super excited to announce our newest model fine-tuned for Division 8, doors, hardware, and windows. Bild AI reads construction blueprints to extract material data, and we're going to show you a demo how we can actually help Division 8 save a ton of time and not have to pore over 1,000 pages in documents. So an estimator is typically used to going through specification sheets and architectural diagrams in order to find the hardware information, the door schedules or the window schedules, as well as the floor plans in order to find all the relevant information to create a bid. And these bids are super important to create. It's how you can make money as a material supplier. But it's so tedious that so many times our clients are not taking enough shots on goal. Now, we see our spec sheet has just finished uploading. Bild AI automatically tags it as a specification sheet and identifies that somewhere in these 800 pages, there are some hardware sets. It's just finished uploading the architectural diagram as well, and it's identified that there are some door schedules within this. It also automatically found the project name and the address from the architectural diagram. So now let's create the project. As we create the project, Bild AI goes through and identifies all relevant pages with hardware sets, floor plans, and door schedules. So let's take a look at the hardware sets. Out of the 800 pages of specification sheets, Bild AI picked out the relevant 30 pages in order to create a bid for the hardware for doors. In this case, it not only found every single one of the hardware sets, but also found the door-to-hardware set index, which is really important to correlate the hardware sets to the door schedule. Now let's take a look at the door schedules. We can look at the first page of door schedules found. Bild AI identifies each of the tables and finds all of the relevant information from door number, whether it's a pair or not, the dimensions of the door, the material and the type of the frame, as well as any fire rating and comments. Bild AI extracts all of this information and digitizes it to make it easier to do a takeoff. Now, let's go back and see if Bild AI has finished processing and has prepared everything for export. So now we can look at the digitization that Bild AI has done. After poring over the 1,000 pages of the blueprints, it's picked out the 5 tables that had door schedule information and digitized them into a spreadsheet. 1, 2, and 3 are what we saw before on the first page, and 4 and 5 came from the second page. We've also combined all of the information into a single mega spreadsheet so that you don't have to go through and see each individual table. And we've added an enriched column called hardware set from the table that we saw earlier from the specification sheet. We can additionally add any other enriched columns you may need. We finally also digitized the hardware sets so that you can create this takeoff with all of the information that you may need and price it out based on your relationships with your manufacturers. Now, if you don't work in spreadsheets, but you work in an ERP, you can export it to your relevant ERP. For example, I'll show you how to import it into Comsense. So we download the TXT file from Bild AI in order to import the hardware sets and the door schedules into Comsense. In order to import into Comsense, you have to hit this little button on the top right that has a blue triangle and a table underneath it. I'm currently in the project section of Comsense. After I hit this, I select the TXT that I just exported from Bild AI and I click Map Custom Fields and click Preview File. I can see now that the opening size has been correctly mapped from 6 foot, 7 foot in different columns into the same column and that I have 355 openings retrieved. After I hit OK, Comsense will take its time going through every single one of these rows and validating them to make sure that it imports correctly. Now, this, if you've used Comsense before, you know is a pain to normally enter into Comsense. And so Bild AI saves you a lot of time and headache by importing all of the opening information from the door schedule automatically into Comsense and associating it with all of the relevant hardware sets, which you can also import into Comsense using Bild AI. Thank you.